Welcome, everybody, to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are live, as always, on Worldview Tube, their Rumble account, X account, on their app. If you don't have the app, I strongly suggest you install it. It is for free, and you can find it on your app store of either Android or Apple. We're also live on X America News X. We're live on my platforms on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Substack. Wherever you are, join the conversation. I prepared almost nothing for today's show. I figured since this is my last show of 2025, we might as well just talk. And I'm very good at taking, glance at the comment section on all platforms, so I will keep doing that. Bring it on. End of the year, we're going to wrap up 2025, maybe talk a little bit about 2026 or not, I don't know. So join in, put your comments, questions, the stories, I don't know, whatever you can think of in the comment section, and I will read them and we will talk. Also, if you're on platforms that are shareable, make sure to share this feed. And I figured for the first segment, I will make few announcements, few shout outs, if you will, until you warm up and get your questions or comments in the comment section. Let's just start with few announcements. I touched on it briefly last week, but we do have a new partnership with a company that I have used their products for over 6 months now, and I am willing to put my name on every single product. It was very impressive. I talked about some of their products. I will talk about another one today, which I will say had me in my bathroom, jaw open, in absolute disbelief. And I'll tell you in a minute what the product is. But so they are technically partnering up with me and Live Up to Freedom, and I will invite you to check out my URL, which is cyruswellness.com. That's cyruswellness.com, and make your purchases. And here's the beauty of this company. Few things. Number one, this all started in Norway many years ago. Now they're in America now, of course. Well, they are still in Norway and Europe too, but now they have American chapter. It is amazingly a very chemical-free company. All of their products, and they have a lot of products, I'll be honest with you, you won't be disappointed. They don't have 5 products and that's it. You name it, they have it, from cleaning supplies for the home to your own personal care to skincare to many other products. They have it, and all of them are chemical-free. And yes, I was very much rolling my eyes when I was pitched the product. I'm like, yeah, right. But as I said, I have used them for 6 months, and it's pretty impressive. The second good thing about it is, I would say, for what you purchase, their prices, though, we all know about inflation, and I know Trump's fixing it, but for now, though inflation is hitting all companies, their prices are very affordable for the product you receive. And one other thing about being chemical-free, so let me talk to you about this. This pad that you look has 2 sides. This side is more fluffy, this side is more fabric. I was given this, and you all know I'm a heavy makeup type of girl. Good or bad, I am. I'll wake up, do my morning routine. Part of my morning routine is to put on my makeup. And of course, because I do my makeup in the morning and get through the day, most of my makeup products are waterproof and very heavily chemical involved. Yes, I know that too. So I used to use the chemical product of makeup melt. It's a little gel, you rub it against your skin, it melts the makeup, and then you use a pad to wipe it off and move on. I was given this to me by my consultant, Pat. She was like, hey, use this. And all you need to do is just make it wet with water and then wipe your makeup off. Of course, I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. I get home and it's time to remove my makeup, full face of makeup. I went to the bathroom, made this wet, and I wiped my face. And that's where I was standing in front of my mirror like, it actually worked. It removed all my makeup with just water. Don't ask me about the technology. You can go to my website, cyruswellness.com, read about the technology, but that's how their product work. Every product from body cloth to face and skin cloth, to makeup remover cloth, to window cloth, all of them, they work with just water. And again, you can see the difference when it comes to your makeup. Now, I know guys are probably like, what do I care? They have other products for you. But ladies who do makeup, heavy or light, this can save you a lot of money. They come in a pack of 5 actually. And I think, I don't know, I should look at the price, but I think a pack of 5, and they're washable. So when it gets too much of makeup on it, you can just toss it in your machine and it washes it. But it will save you a lot of money on makeup remover, and it keeps your skin healthier. Though I do use also their skin line, and I have the link on all of my platforms. I just posted a banner of it today. But anyhow, they have good products. So this isn't me just saying, yay, we have a new partner and I'm going to make money. No, this is like, I'm amazed by their product. I talked about some of them last week. I'm talking about the makeup. This makeup remover, brand new pad, has been sitting on my desk since last week until I get back on Earth. CyrusWellness.com, that's where you can get their amazing products. And when you make a purchase, though you're doing it through my affiliation website, every product comes with 2 years guarantee. 2 years. So you have 2 years to not like it. You have 2 years to use it, and then something happens, you return it to the company and they will give you your money back. That's how sure. I mean, I can understand why they would offer that after 6 months of using their product, but to give you a peace of mind, you have 2 years guarantee if you make a purchase from CyrusWellness.com. And if you go in there, you see a product, you have any questions about it, you can either message me directly there, or you all have my email, liveuptofreedom@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email, say, hey, Annie, I want this product, I have questions or something, and then I'll get back to you myself with as much knowledge as I have. And if needed, I can always bring Pat into the conversation, who's my head consultant, who knows way more about these products than I do. CyrusWellness.com is another new way for 2026 and the remaining days of this year for you to support what I do. Because as you know, nobody pays me to do what I do. I'm on your payroll. Everything I do is reader support, audience support, donations and gifts. Perfect. That was a big announcement. It was literally a few hours before coming on air, I became an official consultant. So I was excited to share that. Now let's head over to the Substack. For those of you who are subscribers to Substack, I appreciate you. If you haven't become a subscriber on Substack, I do encourage you to become a subscriber. I shared a couple of thoughts and comments from some of my readers on my platforms yesterday or the day before. This isn't me necessarily just promoting myself. Apparently in the last 7 months, it's been proven that my writing is providing a lot of insight, educational material ahead of anybody else. You normally hear it on my Substack first, and then other platforms, including alternative conservative channels, talking about it days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months after, like when Fox News was a month and a half behind on reporting that Hell's Angels are now working for IRGC. So, good evening, Lori from Newfoundland of Canada. Good to have you, and good to have everybody else. I do see your names pop up, and I will 1000 for Floyd on YouTube. That is CyrusWellness.com. You can see it on the lower third of the show. And I will greatly appreciate if you guys make purchases. And again, their products are your everyday product, from shampoo and conditioner to body wash to cloth of all sort. I actually do also have their, what is this called? Dishwasher powder that I use. I have the samples for camera, but in my kitchen I have the big chunk. And then also the laundry detergent. This one, definitely another product that surprised me when it absolutely separated all the cat hair from my clothes and turned it into a little ball for me to just pick up from the washer and throw it. So Cyrus Wellness is the website. Thanks for asking for that URL on YouTube. Okay. Back to the Substack topic. So it seems like my Substack is worth subscribing to. You can become a free subscriber. Majority of my work is available. I want to say probably good 80% of work is for free. About 20% is pushed behind paywall. And they are normally exposés or dossiers or some sort of exclusive research. Now we're adding to that starting 2026 to my paid subscribers. I greatly appreciate you guys being there. Every month, except this month, we have met our goal. We are still 8 paid subscribers short for month of December to reach our goal. But I understand it's holiday season and most of us have spent a lot of money. So starting January, we're going to have a once a month on paid subscribers will receive this ahead of everybody else. Now, if you're not a paid subscriber, you still get access to it, but they're going to be for purchase. We're going to have once a month what I'm going to call them a pamphlet, but they're actually like a little ebook, about 20-30 pages of a specific topic. I'm going to explain where it comes from, historic base, the way it's being used, and then it's going to have call to action at the end of it by yourself, how you can apply those call to actions with your legislators, your neighbors, your school, all of that. So every month we're going to do that. And I invite you guys, either paid subscribers or not, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Rumble, anywhere. Feel free to send me topics that you think you might need my help with. If something's happening that you don't know how to deal with, you don't understand it. And again, if it is related to my expertise, which is Middle East, Islam, Islamization, and red-green axis, now stepping into black-green axis. So that will be added for our paid subscribers. Also, Lord willing, as I'm rushing against the clock to publish my book, coming out, we're aiming for mid to late March. All of the paid subscribers, it will be my privilege, of course, to send you a free autographed copy. So stay tuned for that. I will be emailing you, all of you, to receive a shipping address where I can send you your autographed copy of the book. That's another thing we're going to be offering in 2026. And from there, of course, every time, because this is the first one, but Lord willing, it's not my last book. The plan is to keep writing for as long as I can and as long as information is needed. And this will become our tradition. All the paid subscribers on Substack will receive an autographed copy of the book as we move forward with more books. So liveuptofreedom.substack.com. That's where you can become either a free subscriber or paid subscriber. Liveuptofreedom.substack.com. Also, by early March, we're going to start doing once a month live Q&A behind paywall for our paid subscribers on Substack. I will always send you an email ahead of time with the schedule so you don't miss it, and you know we are going to go live so paid subscribers can bring their questions and their comments. Hey Don, great to see you. Michigan, right? Well, I don't know if I should say I commend your bravery to stick around so close to Dearborn, or should I say, what are you doing? Get out. But I hope you are staying safe in your area. And it is sad to know how far Dearborn has been conquered. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you. Lori says you have a great talent. And that was the thing that actually this happened. The announcement happened. I wasn't on air. It was late last week. Saturday. Yes, on Saturday. My lovely and brilliant editor stopped by my house, and she brought back the manuscript, edited, ready to go. And she was talking to me. I just glanced at the first page, on the cover page, saw her note, and she talked to me about the book and all that. And I don't cry easily. And I had a moment of completely breaking down. Her words meant a lot. She's an amazing woman. She's also, you know, a church member, my church member. But hearing from her that aside the great, she phrased it on her note. It is available on my Substack and Facebook. That brilliant. The work was brilliant from writing to research. But when she was talking to me, she said many times I had her in absolute wow as I was making points in the book. And I should add that she doesn't have much. She's starting to learn a lot more, but when we met originally, she knew about the dangers of Islam, but she didn't have much detail. So it was great to know that while She helped me with the edits, of course. Yeah, I was able to also teach her a thing or two, or there were moments when, as she phrased it, she was frozen thinking, how could she not know this? So that was a pretty amazing compliment receiving from my editor, which also makes the announcement that book is in final process of formatting, because the edit is also done. And with that, we are up for our first ad break. So don't go anywhere. Send in your comments. When we come back, I'm going to read them, and we'll be right back.
We have a big announcement, folks, something we've been waiting on for several months, and it's now here. It's called Bella Melt. You were on it for just 1 week when you lost 3 pounds. So in the first week, you lost 3 pounds on this, right?
That is correct.
Your GLP-1 is a natural hormone that's in every single one of our bodies. And your GLP-1 lets you know if you're full. It's the satiety hormone. So when your GLP is working properly, it does help suppress your appetite as well as reduce those cravings. It's a sugar-free, fast melt caramel. So what it's going to do best is it's going to reduce your sugar cravings or any other cravings you have in your body. It's going to suppress that appetite. But where Melissa got the most benefit, I think, over the last week was the L-carnitine. The L-carnitine tells your mitochondria, this is where you make, we talked about it before, this is where you produce energy in your cells. It actually tells those mitochondria to burn fat for fuel. We're noticing other people losing up to 7 pounds in the first week. 4 pounds has been about the average. As you lose weight and as you take these Bella Melts, it's going to help lower that blood sugar in your body as well.
All the information is there. MelissaHouseBG.com, MelissaHouseBG.com. Just now introducing for the first time Bella Melt with GLP-1 Fast Action.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thanks so much for staying with me until now. I was literally zoned out thinking I should probably get some of that Bella Melt to achieve my goal for summer, right? I know we just started winter, but guess what? Life flies by lately. I don't know. I feel like as soon as I hit 40, though I love my 40s, it's like every year is just like going fast. So I should probably get some of that Bella Melt and try it. And you should probably try those products. Not only that way you support this network, World YouTube, that is giving people like me a platform without charging us, but you also support Brown House, who has been doing this for over 30 years. MelissaHouseBG.com. Those products are, if you care for your health, that's where you go. Okay, let's get back to the conversation. Announcements were made. I want to make sure I got everything in as far as the upcoming programs and projects into 2026, at least the first 6 months. Those are the announcements. Oh, yes, on my Substack, guys, if you didn't know, if you are a free subscriber, one of the ways you can get paid membership without paying is if you send my Substack and refer me to other readers, and for every 3 subscribers that come in for free, you get 30 days of free access to my paid programming. So there you go. If you can't afford though I would say my pricing is fairly low for Substack and my content. Substack itself told me that I should start with $18 a month charge on the content level, but we're doing it $8 a month and $80 a year if you sign up for a whole year. However, if you can't afford that, you can just refer my Substack, send it, share the Substack with other people, and when they subscribe, you get 30 days free access to my paid archive. That was the last one. Okay, so I want to conclude, or I want to recap my thoughts of 2025. I will not sit here and say it was the best year for America, because I don't like lying and I don't like sugarcoating. And I'm not going to also say it was the worst year, because it wasn't. But I will say that 2025 has been blown out of proportion on their banner of so much winning. And this is not a direct target or attack of President Trump. No, this is about the 2025 government of America, This morning, I joined Michael Lauber on his program, The Insurrection. You guys were there because I was streaming it on my channels. And I told him, I said, one of the issues is, when our guy is in the office, their guy is in the office, a lot of cover-up comes up, not cover-up in a evil way, but a cover-up of false hope comes to play. The first 20 days doesn't count really, but okay, the first 20 days will count it from their Trump administration took office. As we sit here and talk, yes, egg prices definitely dropped. Woohoo! Great for those of us who love to eat, constantly have egg. Some other minor adjustments to economy has happened. I will not argue that, but I will say the promises of the biggest splash of beginning of Trump administration, which was Doge and Elon Musk and Doge, it wasn't delivered, at least tangibly. I'm sure there are so many polls and reports and articles saying it was, but in real life, there is no evidence of it being delivered. So that's the first big thing of 2025, which was Doge. From national security point of view, yes, the border was somewhat way more secure than it was last year. There is no argument there. However, the process of cleaning house has not been, again, delivered based on the original promise. I don't know if you heard or not. I didn't until we were on air this morning, but now they are offering $3,000 to any illegal who is willing to leave on their own, and they will also get a free flight. I said this morning, but I want to say it again for my audience who were not there, or for Worldview YouTube audience. When you get the next report of making numbers up here for the record, I'm just throwing numbers out there. 10,000 illegals accepted the $3,000 and the free flight and left the country. Do not consider that as a win. Do not look at that as a victory. That is not a win, nor is it a victory. It is a tragic failure of we the people. That's just the way it is. Though you don't want to look at it that way, but that's the only way to look at it. We the people have failed to hold our leaders accountable for so long that now we have got to a point, in order to make our country safe, we are offering the lawbreakers $3,000 plus free flight to leave the country. It is more expensive for us to gather them around and deport them than to hand them cash and tell them to leave. That is how you will look at it when you get the next, woohoo, party time. We got this many illegals to leave the country under the new budget or new offering. And also you need to look at this as a lesson. What we need to learn is we are at fault. We had plenty of keyboard ninjas during Obama time, during Biden time, when this flood of illegals, flood of flying people from Middle East was happening. None of us held anyone accountable. We didn't pick up the phone and call our representatives. We didn't write petitions and petition our government. We didn't do any citizen arrest on the streets when we came across illegals. Some of us are guilty of even hiring those illegals. So we failed. When we fail, our employees, who are our government, will take advantage of that. That is not a good thing. I've seen a lot of people post about it saying, yay, this is great. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Can you imagine if it would dedicate that $3,000 plus the free flight, forget about the free flight, just the $3,000 cash. If it would dedicate that $3,000 to our veterans this holiday, to our orphanages this holiday, to our single moms this holiday, or single dads for that matter this holiday, or we would dedicate that $3,000 to our first responders this holiday. Don't you think that would have been when we should have celebrated? When we had the budget to do that, rather than dedicating a budget to reward those who broke the law, disrespected our law, our land, and our sovereignty. I think that is the only correct. There are many ways to look at it, and I can't force people to look at things in my point of view, but I think this is the only correct way to look at it. So maybe, just maybe, comes next year, we put down our masks, we face our own bad choices, and we start holding people accountable when they fail to deliver, when they fail to follow the law. I don't care who they are, from president all the way to school board. Maybe, just maybe, then we can hold people accountable. You look at the numbers of, I'm going to make this personal. I'll look at the 2 planes of Iranians deported. First of all, there's no detail on them. I have requested, I have filled in forms. I still cannot get a single name of the 2 planes, which apparently is close to 400 people, Iranians deported. Here's what I do know. Being inside the community, making calls, receiving calls, having people reach out to me for help, we have deported 2 Iranian pastors. Woohoo! That is one good way of cleaning house, by deporting pastors who were in process of immigration, not even illegals, in process with I-94, with A numbers and social securities, awaiting courts. We deported them. I know a 77-year-old Iranian man who never became a citizen, not out of hate, he just didn't. His kids are growing up, they're getting married, they're having families. The guy's like, okay, we're good. With no criminal background, no conviction, no arrest. We did deport him, but not a single IRGC-linked Iranian has been deported yet. So, what I'm trying to say is, I'm asking the decent people of America, I am begging you, as we close this year and step into 2026, stop few things. Number one, stop your comparison game. The alternative would have been worse. The alternative would be worse. Okay, one thing that I have learned in my life is if you keep rewarding bad behavior because alternative would be worse, you will end up with that very alternative. And that is what we do. I recently, let me go back to my Substack, I recently had a paid subscriber unsubscribe from my Substack. The reasoning for unsubscription was Annie's hatred for Trump has pulled her away from her original mission. I did not respond. I did not write back. I didn't ask them to stick around and stay a paid member. What I did, as I stared at that message, and said, really? One, please show me where I have any hatred for Trump, because I want to see the proof for that. Two, me calling out Trump for enabling Islamists as me getting far from my mission. When did you become my follower, then subscriber, then paid subscriber, that you missed the point that my mission is to stop Islamization? This is just one sample of my entire 2025. Some of you have seen the comments I have received. Some of you have seen the messages I have received. And it is okay. And that's why today I get to sit here and tell you to do the same thing. I have faced the attacks, accusations, drop of sponsors, drop of support, but that's all right. That's all right. Because first of all, at the end of the day, God provides, not man. Secondly, I didn't sit here and think of alternative. Whenever that alternative, which most people use by name, would have been Kamala Harris, whenever she becomes the president, I will deal with her at that point. I will not delude myself into current administration is doing a great job, because if she was there, she would have done worse. First of all, how do I know? Genuinely, how do I know? When I look at 2025, when I track just my area of issues, my area of expertise, I can't give this administration an A or an A plus or a B or a C or a D. My knowledge, my life experience, and my expertise will hand over an absolute F to this administration during 2025 when it comes to Islamization of America. Does that mean I hate Trump? I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that. Does that mean continuing to be the same person I was 10 years ago? I'll let you be the judge of that too. We are about to step into a whole new year. As my good friend always said, we're about to be handed another blank, brand new notepad with 365 pages in it. Question is, are we gonna start writing ourselves, or are we gonna hand over the pen again to another administration, have them write it? I have written my own notebooks every year for 10 years now. And I will encourage you and invite you to start picking up the pen and writing it yourself too. While you grab your pen and paper, let's head over to our second ad break and we'll be right back.
Life is too short to spend a single moment spinning in laundry worries. Take a load off your mind with the all-new Norwex Powerzyme laundry detergent. This natural detergent harnesses the power of enzymes and plant-based surfactants to leave fabrics fresh and clean without fillers, brighteners, synthetic fragrances, bleach, or harsh chemicals. So go ahead, have your cake and eat it too. More than ever, stressful stains have met their match. Powerzyme's fast-acting enzymes break down organic substances while natural surfactants loosen locked-in dirt and oil, removing residue, stains, and odors with ease. With 91% bio-based ingredients, this dermatologist-tested hypoallergenic formula is suitable for sensitive skin types and delivers a safe and effective clean that won't harm you or the planet's waterways. Less time spent worrying about laundry means you can focus on what truly matters. Norwex Powerzyme Laundry Detergent. Discover the power of nature and load up on confidence.
To freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. Yes, head over to cyruswellness.com and enjoy all the products Norwex offers, chemical-free, very affordable, and they last a long time if you're purchasing their cloth. Let's head over to the comment section real quick. Starting with Lori. Said they should not be allowed back in if they leave. That's ridiculous. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. Yes. Yes. So illegals who might accept to leave on their own, they will take the 3,000, they will take the free flight, and their record of breaking into our country basically will not be considered if they try to come back in the right way. Thank you. I absolutely forgot about that loophole there. And again, as Lori mentions here, a story of a possessed man by demon. That demon were cast out, but they returned with 7 more. When you show such a big lenience, and that's the thing, people need to learn. There is solution, and then there is the American old saying of desperate times call for desperate measures. These illegals aren't looking at us as this powerhouse and we are cleaning house. No, we are clearly showing them how desperate we are that we're willing to show them such leniency. Here's 3,000, here's your ticket, go home, figure out a way to come back, and then we're going to look the other way that you already did this once. Or even, come back as a refugee and we give you asylum. Boom. It's okay if you broke the law the first time. That's another thing I have always struggled with, by the way. So I don't talk about this on air because it's not my area of expertise. I'm no lawyer. But I have always struggled with this first-time offenders showing so much leniency until they become second time, third time. Like, why? Certain crimes it doesn't matter if it's your first time or 10th time, it should always be treated the same. We're doing the same thing now, apparently, to illegals. Your first time offender, no, we don't know how many times they were offenders, right? Maybe one of these guys who were deported to Mexico 25 times and came back again, takes the 3,000 leaves. He can come back the right way, and we will look the other way of his record. So thank you, Lori, for reminding me of that. We in 440. We also don't stand up for ICE. Bingo. Yes, that's the thing. Remember, aside standing up by supporting them, we do have, as American citizens, if you're a citizen, if you don't know this, now you will. As an American citizen, you are allowed, you have the right to make citizen arrest. Now, when the federal government has issued the ruling, the law, that all illegals shall be arrested and deported, if you come across an illegal and you do not have time to make the call and all that, it's like at the moment, you do have the right to arrest them. It's called citizen arrest. You can arrest them, contact either police or local ICE, and they will come get them. Yes, you do have to do paperwork after that, and it's a simple paperwork. Your name, your information, and basically a briefing of, this is how I come to know this person in front of me, this is how I made the arrest, this is who I called. That's it, it's not a big deal. So, yeah, we could start making citizen arrests. And you don't have to, you don't have to draw your weapon on anybody. You can't hurt them while arresting them. But we can get more involved and to stand up for ICE, for every person out there who's attacking these ICE offices or officers, both. Sometimes we could show up and, I don't know, say thank you. Bring them cookies, I don't know. The discouragement is real. It is. When most of us, though we agree with what they're doing, we appreciate what they're doing, when we don't show our appreciation, how do you want them to stay encouraged? I understand it is their job. I get that. But it's the same thing. Remember our police officers? I personally have had a police officer thanking me for the sticker I have on the side of my car, which is the Blue Lives Matter. The American flag with the blue stripe on it. Small gestures can make a difference. So I agree with you. We in 440, we should stand up for our ICE officers, police officers, first responders. Come on, we got to do better. We'll get to what to do 2026, but Lori's, I don't know if Lori's talk about her Canadian government or American government, but she said, I think there are a lot of dumb people running government. I will agree with you. Percentage-wise, I would say the highest percentage goes to greedy, both power and money. And then we have the dumb ones. Like in that order are most governments of most countries. We paid the illegals to come here and we are paying them to leave, Dawn said. Yes, we did. And that's the thing. That is the struggle. That is what I think I would like to focus on heavily next week on Substack as I transition into 2026, is that I've done them before. Listen, we have funded wars that didn't need to exist. Either we like it or not, it's time to face it. We have. And it was under all kind of administration, Republican, Democrat, Rhino, liberal, progressive, Muslim, non-Muslim, all of them. So number one, it's time to face the music. You think your side is better, but it's time to rethink what you think. We have funded wars that has cost us money, of course. By us, I mean American people, okay? I understand every time there's a war somewhere, the weapon manufacturers make billions. I'm talking American people. Money. Our men and women who fought wars that weren't theirs, they, excuse me, it's not even allergy season, so hopefully I'm not coming down with a cold. They have made sacrifices. Some of them made the ultimate sacrifice. Then we also have created the chaos that has forced us to accept these people into our country. I'm going to talk about legals for a minute, putting aside illegals. Going back to 88,000+ Afghans coming to America in 2021. Going back to the Somali flood. Going back to Iranian floods, right? I don't want to keep separating myself or Iranians, but we go all the way back to 1979. I have talked about this on my show before as well. In 1979, majority of Iranians who were already in America, automatically, they turned their work visa or student visas into asylum paperwork. They literally, and they were right. They were. That we can't go back to that country. They're killing anybody who has any ties to Western countries. And I can look, I don't know the record, but a huge number of Iranians automatically stayed in America. And to this day, they are still in America. But we created, right? We created the 79 topple. And then in return, we ended up giving tens of thousands of Iranians a stay. Then, next 2 years, flood of more Iranians started happening. There were people who would make their way to Turkey or Abu Dhabi or what do you call that country in English? Georgia, the country. And they would say, I worked for the Shah of Iran, they're after me, they seized my assets, da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to America, welcome to America, welcome to America. And during that time, there was no possible way of checking any of this information. Am I saying all of them were bad people? No. But did every single one of them come to America assimilate? I can guarantee you, no. I personally know a person, by heart a great person, very artistic. He's a poet. Been in America since 81. Maybe he can make 2, max 3 English sentences. His whole life he has worked in Iranian industries, under the table, no taxes filed. I mean, not a bad person, not a terrorist, not a Muslim, but why? For 45, 46 years, this man has contributed nothing to America. Hasn't even bothered to learn the language. Wrote lyrics for Iranian singers, got paid cash, lives life the way he likes, bought his house cash. These are the consequences. And with those, let's quickly head over to Syria for a minute. Because I want you to understand, these never-ending wars are not Democrats' issue. These aren't George Bush issues. We just went to war in Syria. You understand that, right? Under Trump administration, under al-Shura regime in Syria, last week we launched our first military attack in Syria against ISIS. Where's the outrage? Because I know for a fact if this was Biden or Obama, everybody on my comment section right now would be agreeing with me. But we don't say it. We don't even report on it. I have barely seen any conservative Christian alternative media reporting it as America just went to war with ISIS again, allying itself with al-Shura. Now make that make sense for a second. Because I can't. Doesn't exist. What happened to peace? What happened to everlasting peace? What happened to peace, President? Why did we just start a war? And how long do you think that war is going to take? And how badly do you think that's going to create more chaos? How many more people from Syria are going to come here claiming whatever? I don't know, Christianity, Jews, you name it. War-torn country. I thought al-Shura was the one. Didn't Trump say this guy's going to stabilize Syria and make Syria great again? Through a war? Using our military, our equipment, our soldiers? Where was that in the contract? And I remember the very day that Al Shura came to White House, when I came on air and talked about it and posted on my Facebook, the number of people who attacked me for being nothing but a never Trumper was hilarious. I guess I wasn't wrong when I said Al Shura said it himself, that President Trump has every good reason to send troops to Syria. Did you see that? I wasn't making it up. We did send our troops to Syria, and they just started the war last week. And may I remind you, we already had 2 soldiers killed, 3 injured, and 1 translator killed. That's 6 in the first week of us going into war again. Now, let me connect this to the other side. What happened that we destroyed ISIS? Between 2019 and 2020, non-stop narrative was we did it. ISIS is gone. Do you remember? I lost friends inside the movement saying, stop telling people that ISIS did not die. ISIS is still out there. I literally had people who unfriended me. Not Facebook friends. Inside the movement of anti-Sharia movement, people unfriending me for saying stop reading the narrative and repeating it. ISIS is not gone. ISIS was not destroyed. This is a narrative. Well, here we are, December 2025, and we're fighting. We American soldiers are fighting ISIS in Syria. How's that for not changing narrative? How's that for seeing right through the narrative? How's that for not being fooled by one or other side of aisle and their fixed narratives? How many soldiers do we need to sacrifice? How much money? For who? An Al-Qaeda leader himself? The guy that we wanted dead for $10 million? Now, you tell me if my F of a grade for Trump administration in 25 is harsh and coming out of my hate for Trump. I'll be honest with you, not that it's going to change my grade, but I am giving you the reasons why when it comes to me, I grade the administration F on Islamization. The man who said peace just handed our soldiers to al-Shura to fight ISIS. That's an F grade in my book. But we gotta take our last ad break, right? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, guys.
News is moving faster than ever, and so are we. Worldview Tube brings you 24/7 live stream coverage and now real-time alerts when it matters most. Once you have the Worldview Tube app installed, exit the app and navigate your way to Settings. In Settings, locate the tab labeled Notifications. Select the Notifications tab. Scroll down until you locate the Worldview Tube app icon. Select the tab, and here you can turn on and customize your notification experience for the Worldview Tube app. News doesn't wait, and neither should you. Turn on push notifications to stay informed. Every headline as it happens.
You are watching Worldview 2, built on the 35 years of Worldview books, documentaries, research, high-profile interviews, and the radio and television broadcasts of Brannon House.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now as we close 2025. Get ready for 2026. And this is our very last show of the year. I'm so glad that you guys are here, and I'm going to read some of your comments. Oh, Merry Christmas to you too, love. It is so good to see you. Leave happy, and for Jay from YouTube. Hello from the Cayman Islands. You are an inspiration. Thank you. We need you to come and speak to our people in the Caribbean about Islam. Our people don't have a clue how dangerous Islam is. You got it. Set up the events and I'll be there. I don't know if you know or not, but I have done over 180 speaking engagements across America and one in Canada. So I go wherever I'm needed. liveuptofreedom@gmail.com if you want to send me an email so we can coordinate that for 2026. And thank you, Jody. One person agrees that I am not wrong with my Great of F. And Lori says, ISIS is stronger than ever. Of course it is stronger than ever. Though, on the headlines, you're going to see the absolute opposite. ISIS is very small now, and they're very scattered, and they're trying to hold on. You know why they're stronger than ever? Because the United States of America has been fooled again to believe an Al-Qaeda leader who came from ISIS is somehow going to help us end ISIS. The same way that we think Lebanese government is going to disarm Hezbollah with our money, and the same way we think that PLO is going to help us to stop Hamas. That's a problem. We don't learn anything. I should rephrase that. American government is too arrogant to ever learn. Every time the plan fails, it wasn't their fault or their plan. It was something else. And people of America don't hold them accountable. American people believe the narrative they're being fed. That's why, if you don't mind me bragging, people like me come to picture, write Substacks on details, including the one that came out on Monday, exposing the absolute myth that Americans have been sold when it comes to Iran and Russia relationship. I gave you the history of Russia and Iran, way before the regime, way before the mullahs. But most Americans think Iran and Russia are allies. No, they're not. No, they're not even comparable. Israel is reporting a buildup of weapons by all of the groups. Yes, they just informed that Iran, Islamic Republic of Iran, has sent $1 billion of funding to Hezbollah, the very Hezbollah that we're disarming, right? And today, actually, the Israeli officials, who was it? Drawing a blank, but one of the officials actually announced that we will never completely withdraw from Gaza, and we're not moving an inch, well, he said millimeter, inside Lebanon either. Good for them. Good for them for being done listening to Trump administration advising peace plans. But that's what we need to do. We need to start following Israel's lead. You know, for so many years, Americans kept saying Israel runs America, Jews run Americans. For once, America should allow Israel to run America's policy when it comes to Middle East. Trust me, we'll see results. Lori says, not sure how people cannot see through Trump's dumb moves. They can't, because you have no idea how powerful power denial is. It is. When people deny reality to accept a delusion that is extremely comforting, in Trump's case, for example, he is the master of deal making. He is playing 3D chess, 5D chess, 7D chess. I don't know which number we're at today. That illusion is extremely comforting, because in their head, this was not a move. I can't tell you how many people have told me that you should stop criticizing Trump because you don't have his smarts to understand his moves. And I'm like, you want to take me and him into an IQ test? Because I promise you, I'll beat him by numbers. You think he's the smartest person on the planet. I don't. You feel the comfort so bad that you can't even allow me to criticize his move, because to you, his move is so flawlessly planned due to his smarts, apparently. But that's the comfort. That's a comfort. People like me and you, we take that comfort in our Lord and Savior. We don't let fear drive our days, because we know we are protected. We know the light is always going to shine, and the darkness cannot override it. We know that. But people who do not put their trust in God have always, in entire life, they have to find a God, a perfection that's going to protect them. And majority of Americans and Western countries put that faith in a man then they slip into denial, none of the moves are going to be against us, because this man is going to protect us. He's going to make America great again, right? Isn't that the slogan? When you affiliate a greatness of a nation to a man, that's where the problem starts. When you accept the language of a man claiming to be Prince of Peace, that man's son claiming to saving God, do I need to go on? Power of denial is pretty strong. I've been there myself. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've never been there. That's why I understand it very well. I was in denial for a long time. And sadly, I survived with that denial. But my scenario was different. I wasn't in a denial in a free land. I was in denial while being caged. I had to deny the cage to breathe. If I accepted the cage, I would run out of oxygen. But I spotted here. And here is the opposite. The godless people look for their God in man. And then they count on that man to protect them, to save them, to show them greatness. We need to pray for Trump. He's going to bring our country down if he doesn't wake up. Yes, we should always pray for our leaders. No question about it. But praying is a great option. It's a great mandate. However, we also need to constantly call him out for the wrongdoing as well. Because one of the ways maybe more people start praying for him instead of praising him is when more people see his mistakes. Right now, we need a shift of balance. We need more prayers, less praises. So maybe that's what we need to do. I did not realize that I have about 2 minutes to wrap up this very last show of the year. So let me do this. Thank you guys for joining me on the comment section, talking to me, having your comments and concerns and opinion. I appreciate it. Beyond every other year of last 10 years, I am grateful for all of you this year. With your support, I was able to maintain the Substack. We became bestseller on Substack. Worldview Tube, Brown House and Thomas and Logan, with their help, I was able to bring my show back after almost a year of being off air. Though things did not go as I was praying for, but I have learned that your prayers are only answered when it is God's timing. So let's stay in prayer. Let's not be discouraged, but stay very vigilant and very alert. Let's acknowledge what comes and goes. Let's celebrate the most important event, the most mighty name tomorrow. Let's take peace in knowing he came, he saved us, and he's coming back. World can go wherever it wants, but we know that our destination is promised. And it's a promise that will be delivered, unlike promises on earth. Merry Christmas to you. A very happy New Year to you. I cannot wait to come back on January 5th, Monday, on air at 4 p.m. Eastern on all the channels to talk to you and plan the new year and hear all about how your holidays went. Until then, I want you to stay very safe, stay grateful, and may God bless you and may God bless America. Goodbye, guys.
You're watching Worldview 2, built on the 35 years of Worldview books, documentaries, research, high-profile interviews, and the radio and television broadcast